feel good.
You like that?
I feel good. We're good. We're live. It's a special episode. It's a special. I'm sponsored by Pure.
Fresca?
It's not. It's Sunny D. No, I'm actually sponsored by Pure Protein. I'm not sponsored by Pure Protein. I'm just drinking a Pure Protein shake. It's cracking a couple Bruce. I'm like the Sandman of health. I'll leave it on the picture. It's a special live episode of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. It's Enforcer Biceps McGee, better known as the Stallion. We're here live at not actually here. We're at a hotel. We're at Skyline Hotel, right, not too far from Terminal 5, where last night we got a chance to see Ring of Honor's Best in the World pay-per-view. Which is what we're going to talk about today. We'll talk about the little Best in the World and a little preview for tonight's TV taping for Ring of Honor.
Can we talk about why you left your sneakers in front of my bed and not yours? Is that podcast,
I didn't know.
Podcast fodder we can talk about?
I didn't know that we had specific sneaker fucking bed ports. I apologize. I apologize for
There's kids watching. I can't.
There's nobody watching. Little kids watching. I'll move my sneakers.
You don't have to move them.
I don't want them near your bed.
No, I just know if there was a reason why you left them. If you wanted to hear like on the way out the door, because the door's over there, maybe it was easier for you to pick them up on the way.
I don't want to do this right now. I just want to talk about Ring of Honor.
Okay.
We had a good night.
It's not. I didn't mean.
You brought down the mood. You're giving me shit for the Pure Protein shake.
I was just observing.
And now you're giving.
I asked you if it was. It's just what it was.
It's not a Fresca. It's a Pure Protein. Okay. You know. Are we done? Are we ready? Ready to talk about wrestling now? People don't tune in to the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast to not hear wrestling.
I'm ready. I've been ready.
Okay. You've been ready for this my whole life.
I was trying to get my feet. In this spot.
You know what? Give me the sneakers, Joe. I don't even want the damn sneakers. Here we are. How you doing?
So what do you want to start with?
I want my fucking sneakers in the bathroom. I'm sorry for cursing. I don't know why I'm still in sneakers. I'm cursing. I apologize. Let's start from the top. There was like a line out the door to get into the arena last night. It was crazy. People were lining up for like 2 hours before. Which was
that was at like What time was that we were going by there? It was like 6:30, 7 o'clock, I think, and then the doors didn't open until 7:30, and people were already in a long line outside the arena. So
yeah, it was crazy. It was sold out. There was standing room only. I don't know why I'm looking at you. I should look at the camera. There was standing room only. We had pretty good seats. We had good seats.
Yeah, we had a good angle to the ring.
All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. We only do things top. We sat front row. It was awesome. Not hard camera side, so you might not be able to see us. Jay Lethal did throw Jay Briscoe into Joe's lap, so we're definitely on pay-per-view at some point.
That's true.
But
you had conversations with Michael Bennett in the middle of the Bullet Club versus Kingdom match too, so we'll get to that.
I did tell Michael Bennett he had a great haircut. It's eerily similar to mine. He's just more attractive and more successful. But I told him he had a good haircut, and he asked me if he looked like Tom Brady. I told him he looked better than Tom Brady. And then I went to give him a high five like this, and he comes over and he goes, and he gives me, and I look brokenhearted. I look like the kid who wanted an Xbox 360 for Christmas, and he got a sock. And then he apologized, and he said, I'm a heel. And I was like, living the gimmick. The man is living the gimmick. And he's got Maria,
You did a great job.
who is phenomenal in real life. She is, woo. And a couple Pure Proteins. Get some muscles, like old MB, old Michael Bennett. But, anywho, the seats were awesome. The place was packed out.
We, before this, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead, it's what we do.
Before the show started, they had autograph signing with a couple of wrestlers.
Yep,
So Jay Briscoe, Jay Lethal, and the Young Bucks were signing autographs and taking photos before the show.
Yeah.
So you got your picture with Jay Briscoe. I got my picture with Jay Lethal, just to get the whole main event.
It's obvious that I am a curse. I mean, there are bad luck charms, and then there's a guy that was undefeated for 2 years getting pinned clean because of me luck charm. I'm a black cat inside of a broken mirror inside of a open ladder.
I wouldn't beat yourself up.
I am beating myself up over it. I went to the gym for like 3 hours this morning.
Well, you do that every day.
I do, but today I did it angrily and I whined a lot. I'm just kidding, I don't whine a lot. Did did find the guy who spot me. Really, really nice guy. Covered in tattoos. Looked like Randy Orton. No segue from that. He was just a nice guy. His name was Johnny. Not Johnny Quintana. Not Johnny. I know a lot of people were complaining about the venue last night because you have the floor, then you have the balcony, and then you have the balcony on top of that. It kind of reminded me of the old Madhouse of Extreme, the Elks Lodge. But I didn't have any complaints from the arena because, like I said, we were sitting front row. So
yeah, it was all good in my book. So.
Yeah. We got a chance to meet Jay Briscoe and Jay Lethal, like you said, and they were cool. They were super cool. I told Jay Briscoe that he looks super scary in real life. He scoffed at me. And he punched me. He didn't punch me. But there was a dark match. It was Romantic Touch. We thought it was a tag match. It was Romantic Touch versus Jay Diesel, doofus, against Cheeseburger and Will Ferrara. I like Will Ferrara. You might remember. Sorry, I'm putting this bottle. You might remember Will Ferrara as the guy that got punched by Dean Ambrose on Raw. Not to
claim to fame.
Claim to fame. But what did you think of the match? It was
good. It was a dark match. It was just to warm up the crowd. Fans like Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger was over.
Yeah, Cheeseburger was over. So he ended up winning it. I don't know how long the match was. It was probably like 10 minutes or less. He ended up winning the match. It was fine. Warm things up a little bit for the crowd and the arena. And
arena was hot. Place went crazy.
Yeah,
place went crazy for Carino, Steve Carino, Ring of Honor announcer.
Yeah, and then they kicked off the show. I think like 10 minutes after that match ended, they brought everybody out and kicked off the show at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Mark Briscoe versus Donovan Dijak was the first match. Mark Briscoe, I mean, the match was what it was, but he took one of the sickest bumps I've ever seen. I think you would agree with me on that. Dijak had him up like a body slam, and he walked over to the ropes, and he body slammed him outside the ring, but he didn't touch anything, and he landed flat on. We were right there, and he landed flat. And he went, and it was. I don't know how you get back up from that. It's like a car accident. That was brutal. And he came back, and he was over. People love. I think people actually New Yorkers might like Mark Briscoe more than they like Jay Briscoe.
Yeah, I would say that's probably true.
But writing was on the wall maybe for that match. After Mark Briscoe won, maybe it kind of.
Yeah.
Joe pointed it out. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I was surprised that Mark won. Usually, I don't know. I thought that they were. I'm sure they still are, pushing Dijak as somewhat serious. So I was sort of expecting him to beat Mark Briscoe in this match going in. But
so was I.
Mark ended up getting the win clean with the froggy bow.
Following a brainbuster?
Yeah, something like that. He ended up getting him, and that was it. It was a good match. There was a good opener. Crowd was into it.
Hit his usual spots.
Yeah.
I like Mark Briscoe. I think he's severely underrated. I hope they do something with him. I would say TV title picture, but we'll get there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Second match of the night was
Decade.
If you want somebody to be hated, put them with BJ Whitmer. BJ Whitmer is a heat machine. When you've got how many people do you think fit there?
I don't know. What do you think? Like 1,000, 1,500, something like that.
Probably 1,000, 1,500. Yeah. When you have that many people chanting "F you Whitmer," I've already cursed twice. I'm gonna curse again. But that many people chanting "F you Whitmer," it's like people don't like you. And Angle was, of course, Colby Carino, Steve Carino's kid, was not part of the Decade. He's their what boy? Their water boy? Their young boy.
Well, yeah, young boy.
Which just sounds terrible in the grand scheme of things. But it was an okay match. I don't like BJ Whitmer. I don't particularly think he brings anything to the
Nobody
table.
does.
But ACH and Evan Seidel, Matt Bourne, Reed Seidel Bourne, they're awesome together, and the crowd's super hot for them, and there's a lot of good energy. And Adam Page, Adam Page. What do you think? Like Adam Page?
I like Adam Page. I mean, he's getting better. I think. I mean, he's not bad. He's good. And he's probably just learning and how to become better since he's young. But I mean, he's been winning a lot lately. That's why I expected ACH and Seidel to win that match. And
I did too. I was 0 for 2.
Yeah, me too. So I thought they would win that match, and then Page I think pinned Seidel. I won't say clean because there was interference from Colby Carino,
yeah.
But he ended up beating him, in the middle of the ring, and the Decade won the match. So I think we were 0 for 2 on predictions as far at that point.
I feel like I'm 0 for 2 in life recently. I feel like
I'm 0 for a lot more than that.
I would say in the last 3 days I'm 0 for 2.
I think I'm at a baker's dozen at this point.
How me? Is that a baker's dozen, Bob? So 2 opening matches, you know, 2 good matches, nothing crazy of note, but I thought it was the crowd was hot. The crowd was hot the entire time, and Whitmer Heat. They need to make the Steve Corino versus BJ Whitmer match. It has to happen. You brought it up that there was a Steve Corino did a Q&A online, and they were like, when are we going to see you and Whitmer? And he's like, never. So we'll see. Maybe Corino really is done. I know he came out of retirement to wrestle Kevin Steen in his last match, but they've been building that feud for, 2 years?
BJ Whitmer, yeah. I mean, since we've been watching, which is at least over a year, so probably before that, I'm assuming, too.
And if we're going to talk about gimmick infringement, stealing a gimmick, Matt Sydal, stealing the hair, stealing the beard. Go back to Evan Bourne, clean cut, short hair, no facial hair. I don't have much. Let me have this. He's way better looking than I am.
No one's trying to steal my look, I think, so maybe it's, point of flattery. They should take it out.
Scott Steiner stole your gimmick. Scott Steiner stole the bicep gimmick. Finally, the world can see the biceps, because it looks like just 2 big biceps and a mirror that people can't see you because the biceps are holding it in.
So Scott Steiner went on steroids and started raging out at everybody. That's my gimmick. That's what he stole from me.
Tell me you're far away from that.
No, I'm not.
Exactly. That's where we're at. So, like I said, 2 good matches. It was fast. I love the pace of a pay-per-view as opposed to like a Raw or something like that, because it's just wrestling. Good matches after good matches. Third match was was that the Silas match?
Yeah.
Dalton Castle?
Yeah.
Dalton Castle. He's like the narcissist Lex Luger meets Billy and Chuck. The best way I can describe it. He's got a gimmick. He's got his boys that come out. I don't know anything about him. I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about Dalton Castle, but it seems like he's got a Greco-Roman base, because he does some awesome tosses and a lot of German suplex, a lot of suplexes. And Silas Young's gimmick is he's a last real man. Silas Young is the son of Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody. Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody, cousin, nephew.
I'm not sure. Actually, that's
unprepared. Silas Young.
I got the one. I'm sorry, everybody.
It's not. I'm gonna look it up. He's got the lineage of a legitimate badass. It's either Bruiser Brody or I don't think it's Bruiser Brody. I think it's Stan Hansen. I'm pretty sure it's Stan Hansen.
At the end of the day, we were rooting for Silas Young, and Dalton Castle won the match, so par for the course.
Yeah,
as far as that's concerned.
Little bit of a shifty finish with the low blow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low blow, the ref's back.
It's that match. It was okay. I didn't have an issue with it. It seemed like it went on a lot longer than it should have.
Yeah, it was more of like a. I don't want to say it was a comedy match, but it was kind of.
It had comedic elements.
Yeah, which those usually you don't want to last very long. But I mean, the match wasn't bad. It just was
fun. After that was. We all saw coming. War Machine versus the CNC Wrestle Factory. CNC Wrestle Factory with Cedric Alexander and Caprice Coleman. Last week on Ring of Honor TV, Moose versus Cedric Alexander. Veda Scott wanted Moose to use a wrench to hit Cedric Alexander, and he wouldn't do it. Cedric Alexander took it, hit Moose, got the clean pin on Moose. So you could see like a little bit of the heel turn coming, and then Ring of Honor. I'm done with the cam. I apologize. It's like right in the view. It's like right there. If you follow Ring of Honor on YouTube, they post videos, and they were like teasing a breakup between Cedric and Caprice, and like Caprice couldn't get in touch with them and whatnot. And then, to be honest, I was peeing during this match. It was like a 3-minute match.
Yeah, I think it was legitimately 3 minutes long.
Yeah. So what did you think?
It was fine. It was short. I mean, War Machine won. That was the right thing. Cedric is in the midst of turning heel, so like you said, we expected them to not make it through the match together as a team. It actually led right into the next match, so you were getting into the whole thing where Cedric beat Moose by using the wrench on Ring of Honor TV last week.
Yep.
The match that followed that tag match in the pay-per-view last night was the Elgin versus Strong versus Moose triple threat. For the #1 contender spot.
Let's get this out of the way right now. Joe and I are 2 of the biggest Roderick Strong marks in the world. That
He gave us high fives.
He gave us high fives. He gave me a high five, and then with the strong sweat, I call it, did that. My hair grew overnight. Part of Roderick Strong is not with me forever.
That's what we need. That's more Roderick Strong.
More Roderick Strong. We saw him wrestle at Evolve. Roderick Strong has been known as the king of the independents because he's legitimately one of the hardest working guys you'll find. And he wrestles just as hard at Evolve in front of 300 people as he does at Ring of Honor in front of 1,500 and on TV and on pay-per-view. So Going into the match, Moose had a huge walkout. He had like a bunch of cheerleaders and he had his football stuff on. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Elgin, you could hear a pin drop, unfortunately. I like Michael Elgin. Seems like somebody's like sawing.
Someone's just drilling into the room.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it was like that. Was it Hostile? We had a good run. If this is the last thing people see of us, what do you want to remember about you? I'm more attractive in person, is what I would want you to remember about me.
I'm pretty forgettable, so there's really not much anything that anyone's gonna remember.
Great. Joe is saying he's Home Alone 3. He's not. He's Home Alone 1. Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2. There's no Home Alone 3. There is. Actually, I looked it up the other day. It's like Home Alone 6.
Yeah.
There's like up to 6.
Is it still with Macaulay Culkin? Isn't he like our age now?
Macaulay Culkin's probably older than we are, but no, it's with some doofus and Tim.
Did he date Mila Kunis?
Was it Macaulay Culkin or was it the other Kieran Culkin? Was it Macaulay? She's got high standards. One day the kid goes, ah! Oh, I loved Home Alone. I watch it every Christmas.
I mean, it's a great movie. But I mean, is it Mila Kunis worthy? I don't.
We're Mila Kunis worthy. I'm Mila Kunis worthy.
Yeah,
you're Mila Kunis.
You're Mila Kunis worthy. I'm just your agent / manager / advocate.
He's not. Look at me. Nobody likes to be.
Everybody likes to be. Strange people on the streets. Strangers. Sorry, not strange people. On the streets were coming up to you, complimenting you with beard as we're walking through New York City last night. So.
It's really all I've got. I can grow facial hair. Other people can act, and produce music, and have biceps like this. And I can grow a beard. Ugh. We're off topic.
Yeah. So the
we're diving into the self-deprecating part of that's the next podcast called "Don't Jump, Life's Really Worth It," which me and Joe are hosting. The worst fucking host possible.
Hosting, yeah,
I was gonna say we're calling into like a helpline. No, the three-way. I think everybody expected Moose to win. Moose just signed a long-term deal with Ring of Honor, and he turned down WWE. Right?
Did he? I don't know. I know they were interested.
I know they had interest in him. But I think everybody expected Moose to win this match, and Roderick Strong winning was an awesome surprise. It was like fast paced the entire time.
Yeah, it was all action. Really
Two big guys, so a lot of kudos go to Elgin and to Moose. I mean, Roddy can go. Roddy was going back and forth; he was bouncing off everywhere. But I'm going to use his hand for more because I won't block you. Elgin and Moose really held their own. There was like one botch when Elgin missed a double stomp.
Yeah, but it wasn't really that bad. It was just kind of like
Moose and Elgin combined are like 900 pounds. Yeah. So let's give him a break. And Moose did like a springboard dive off.
Yeah,
he did. Dive off top rope.
Right.
Elgin ate a lot of shots, and it was such a fun match. And had us going back and forth, and the crowd was super. I feel like that was the match that really like turned the crowd. It was like they were enjoying it, and then it went up here. From that match on.
Yeah.
The crowd was split. I would say Roddy Moose. But people love when Moose comes out and everybody's like, Moose.
Yeah, literally almost the entire
Moose.
except for us. We were just like in awe.
I was like, Roddy! The cool thing about Ring of Honor, if you sit live, they have the almost like the metal plates in front of the gates. Everybody bangs on the gates. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I broke my thumb.
Callus. 2 calluses right here. It's important to have big hands in life. I read a meme the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it good for? Like, why?
Because sometimes you need hands. You need big hands. What if I want to turn the faucet and the faucet is too tight? Big hands, get torqued.
Leverage.
Leverage. There it is. Full circle. Roderick winning was cool. I legitimately marked it like crazy. I jumped up and down. I think Joe did too. We were jumping like crazy. The crowd went awesome. Went insane, and they were chanting "Best in the World." There is some debate. I think Roderick Strong is not far. Definitely having one of the best years of his career right now. He's not super young. He's 30, mid-30s.
Yeah, no, he's not super young at all. He's my age. Just throw that out there. Anyway, tying it back to what you were saying before.
0 for 3 now. Now I'm 0 for 3 today.
At the end of the match, Moose and Strong shook hands as per Ring of Honor's standard.
Code of Honor. Yep.
And Veda Scott was not happy about that. So I think, from what I remember, she smacked Moose in the face, gave him a slap, was yelling at him.
And he was ready.
He was getting ready to turn on her, whatever. He was going to do something to her, even though, Lord knows what he would have done.
He was setting up for the spear, which would have been insane.
But Cedric Alexander came back out with the wrench and hit Moose and Stokely half the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically Veda Scott aligned herself with Cedric, and so she left Moose and and I was along with Cedric. So now that's kind of, I assume those guys will probably continue with another match.
Continue the feud, yeah.
But that was kind of the tying that whole Cedric piece into it from Ring of Honor TV last week into the show last night. So I thought the whole thing was from start to finish with that match. The entrances, the match, and the post.
And it was
all really good.
yeah. I loved every second of it. And Cedric, I really feel like Cedric needed that because he's always been. They were kind of even building to this last year at Best in the World when it was Cedric versus Roderick, actually. Cedric versus Roderick last year at Best in the World, and they were saying how he's just at the cusp of, being a big star, but he can't get over the hump. And then they were talking about that at Final Battle. They were saying the same thing. Like, I know he said he was talking to The Addiction. They were like, you need something to, kick to get you into that next gear. And this heel turn, I feel like it could do it, Especially lining yourself with Veda Scott, who in person is phenomenal. She's doing great. And then match of the night next.
The 6-man?
Yeah, the 6-man tag. You put guys like... I'll take Taven out of the... I'll even put Taven in the equation. But you have the Kingdom, who's Matt Taven, Michael Bennett, and Adam Cole against AJ Styles, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and the Young Bucks. Everybody knew going in this match was going to be spots after spots after spots. It was... The crowd was hot for the entire thing, and it was... I don't think I've ever marked out so much in, different times in my entire life. I know you were... Joe is a big Adam Cole fan, the biggest you'll find.
Yeah, I'm a big Cole fan, I'm a big Styles fan, I'm a big Young Bucks fan. So, yeah.
Matt Taven fan.
Yeah. Well, I like Matt Taven. I don't hate Matt Taven as much as you do.
I don't hate Matt
Taven.
Taven.
That you have against Matt Taven. So, but we're not really here to talk about that.
I have no issue with Matt Taven.
The match was really good. They had the same match at one of the joint New Japan shows, last month. So, and I think the Kingdom won that match. So I was expecting the Bullet Club to win this one as the rematch, and they did. But like you said, it was a great match, a lot of great spots.
There was a double Indie Taker. It was definitely a super kick party, a lot of dives, and sitting front row, you experience what it's like. Even the most innocuous dives, like lethal suicide dive through the ropes on TV. It's like, oh, okay, cool. In real life, it's like that dude is, the impact, and it's such an experience. We sat there for Final Battle, very similar spots, and you see it live. It's like, I can't believe these guys do this and get up from it. But AJ Styles and the Bucks, they can do no wrong in the ring right now. And I think the same goes for Adam Cole in the Decade, except for Matt Taven. Just kidding, Matt Taven. They are the IWGP. No.
Heavyweight.
Yeah. They're the heavyweight, right. Yeah. They're the IWGP heavyweight tag champs, which is crazy in and of itself. But that was the right move. It seems like they might be doing something with Adam Cole.
Yeah, it looked like he was either... it's hard to say. Obviously, I don't want to speculate whether he was legitimately hurt or if it was part of the match where he was kind of holding his shoulder, a couple different things. I felt like it was part of the match, part of an angle, just because he continued to work and he didn't look like he was in a lot of pain.
And then he took the finish.
He took the finish. So I think I don't know how it came off on TV, what the commentary was saying, or what even made it to TV, because after the match was over, it looked like Bennett and Taven were a little bit upset with him, with Cole for, losing or whatever he wants. I guess anything more than that, I'm not sure. But
I hope
it almost seemed like, and the way Cole walked off, he walked right by us, and
I went to give Cole a high five, and he
wasn't happy. He sold.
I gave him one of these. I was like
a little disappointment with the loss. So, and it's weird also that you would think that he would take the pinfall in that match when you can easily just have Taven or Bennett do it. But I'm
all for Matt Taven taking a pinfall. I don't want Michael Bennett to take a pinfall because I think he looks like better than Tom Brady.
So
we're best friends.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to end up turning on him or they'll end up pushing Cole as a face maybe later on. I can sort of see... I don't want Adam Cole to be a face. He's such a good heel. He is such a good heel. But he's so over with... especially in New York with the fans. So, I don't know. We'll see how they play it out. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to speculate too much on that. Or we'll have to, like I said, we'll have to maybe watch the replay on TV and see.
I'm so excited to watch it, yeah.
So that was that match, which was great. And then the tag title match was next, which was...
Can we just skip it?
Addiction versus Red Dragon.
I'm just going to see your sound. You can talk about it.
Well, you're just going to stare.
I'm just going to stare at the light.
So there was a tag title match after that, and it was no DQ. And it was good. It was tough for them, a tough spot for them on the card because it was.
I thought it was terrible placement. I would have put actually. Wait.
where do you put it? Because the reality is the way that Ring of Honor seems to do it with their pay-per-views for the most part is they have the title matches at the end because those are like the most important matches, which is exactly
that's the way it should be done. Yeah. But when you have the guys like the Young Bucks and AJ Styles and like a match 3 down from the main event, it's gonna you'd be hard pressed to find a place that complains about great wrestling and entertaining. But I just feel like for the Addiction and Red Dragon, who are not known to work a super fast paced match, they can. But they are not known to work that fast of a match.
Yeah, so. and this match, too, was a little bit different in the sense that it was no DQ, so it wasn't like the standard tag team format formula where, like, you know, the guys were tagging in and out, they were working, you know, trying to wear guys down, they were hot tags. Like, there wasn't really any of that. It was just like a kind of a big brawl. They fought up the aisleway, I think.
It was a nice back body drop spot, yeah.
It's like the big spot there. And
O'Reilly took a double choke slam on a guardrail. It was on 2 unfolded chairs.
Yeah,
I thought the match was good.
Yeah.
I just feel like it suffered from the Young Bucks match.
Yeah, so the match was good. Yeah, like you said, it had to follow the match before that, and you know, probably what anybody would have predicted the finish to be, which was Chris Sabin interference. So Red Dragon had the match won.
Can I tell you who I blame? Who I blame for this match?
Sure.
I blame Kyle. Kyle Ulk, I'm talking to you. Apparently,
see, not O'Reilly.
No, not Kyle. I don't blame Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly can do no wrong. I blame Kyle Ulk.
Oh, okay.
Kyle. Oh, okay. Get him on Facebook and talk shit to him because Chris Sabin was sitting next to him the entire time and he did nothing. He could have maybe talked Sabin out of it. He could have showed him a Red Dragon highlight video and told him how important the match was. He could have showed him my face when Red Dragon lost the titles the first time. Anything he could have done to prevent Chris Sabin from breaking up the pin after they hit Chasing the Dragon on a chair. But no. Chris Sabin comes in, calls some distraction. They hit Celebrity Rehab, which is still like one of my favorite finishing move names ever, on Bobby Fish.
Yeah.
Hit on Bobby Fish.
Yeah, because O'Reilly was on the outside at this point.
Yes, he was right in front of us. Yeah. He probably felt me crying at that point. But yeah, whatever. Addiction are still tag team champions. Where does that leave Red Dragon? I don't know. I swear on everything, if they break up Red Dragon, I got nothing left. That's all I have. I have my Red Dragon DVD, my PWG DVDs, and
what about the beard? We were just talking about it before. Like
and the beard.
No.
Okay, here. They break up. If they break up Red Dragon, I'm shaving the beard. Write it down.
This is high stakes now.
High stakes. Kerry Silkin, Nigel, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish. This covers up a lot of the ugly. There's not a lot going on here. So if you make me take this off,
we're not attractive people.
I'm not. I wasn't born with good looks or a future or plans for tomorrow or will to live. But I can't lose this. I really can't. Please don't break up Red Dragon, please.
I feel like maybe now's a good time to talk about the main event.
Yeah. Also, real quick, now it makes sense because we got to the city yesterday. We got to Penn Station. And this large man who looked like he practiced voodoo walked up to me and went, it wasn't Devon Dudley right from either table. It wasn't. So I assume he knew I was going to be in a lot of pain and he wanted to bless me, or
seems like a great guy.
Or he was putting a curse on me. And today is the first day of the worst and rest of my life.
No, that was yesterday that he put that on.
Yeah, and he said he called. He's probably the one that had Kyle not stop Chris Sabin, thus leading Red Dragon not to win the titles, thus making me ask if I want to wake up today.
I feel like we're reaching now. Let's talk about the main event. It was great, man. I thought it was a great match. Let's talk about it.
I don't know why Jay Briscoe gets the John Cena treatment in some places. We talked about it a lot, maybe because we talked about it a lot, but we talked about it before. Maybe it's because people are so tired of him winning because he hasn't pinned in however long.
I think that's what it is. I think the guy behind us last night, like he was rooting for Lethal. He wasn't like obnoxious or anything. He was a nice guy, but he said something like, you know, like they got to shake it up type of thing. Like they need to change it up a little bit, like with the main event scene or whoever the champion is.
If people don't know, the only reason Jay Lethal became the champion was because Adam Cole was hurt. No, why?
Oh, with Briscoe?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Why Jay Briscoe became the champion?
Yeah, that was last September, and Elgin was the champ, but there was that whole thing where like
Elgin wants to go play baseball in MLB or something.
Yeah, there was some sort of situation where there was rumors about him wanting to go play baseball, and then he had issues with Ring of Honor management, and like he couldn't come. What was it? He couldn't get into the United States from Canada.
Yeah,
or something like
work his
stuck
work
in
visa.
Canada.
Yeah.
So anyway, whether any or all of those things is true, they took the title off of him at I think All Star Extravaganza.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. That's why. And there was really no plan for Jay Briscoe to become the champion, but they needed to take it off of Elgin, and he was the logical step. So maybe that's why people were.
Maybe I think it was like you were saying before. It's just that he hasn't lost such a long time. He's been the champion for a while. I think people were kind of looking for a change.
And Jay Lethal gave them hope. I feel like.
Yeah, and Lethal is from Elizabeth, New Jersey, so we're not that far from the city. And actually, he was.
I'm not sure.
No one's really gonna know, so it's probably I was gonna say it's that way. His entire family, his parents, a lot of his family, his parents included, were a couple of seats down from us on the left. So there was a big cheering section for Lethal, and a lot of the crowd was cheering for Lethal to begin with. I think partially because they wanted to see a title change, partially because he was a hometown guy.
Mm-hmm.
But there was still a good amount of Jay Briscoe support.
The match started off, and it was split down the middle. They probably stared at each other for a minute, let the crowd go, and it was a sick feeling. It had that big fight feeling. It had a big match feeling, which I haven't. I can't remember the last time I was that pumped for a match. Not knowing the outcome. Awesome match. The Jay Driller spot through the table off the apron was sick. The whole match was really well booked, and they kicked out Dijak and the rest of the House of Truth early, which kind of was like I don't want to say it was it was more likely once they kicked out the House of Truth that we were going to see Lethal win. So, match of the night. Was that match of the night for you?
I think it is. For me, it is because while like the Bullet Club and Kingdom match might have been more like spot heavy, crowd pleasing.
Lots of selling in that match.
Yeah, no. The main event had like the much more of a story behind it. There was a lot longer of a build to it.
Kudos. The finish was clean. There was nothing.
Yeah.
It was. Lethal hit like a diving cutter off the second rope or the top rope.
Yeah, like a diving cutter.
It was like John Cena's, but nothing like
it. It actually looked good.
Yeah, and he landed it perfectly.
Yeah.
Then Jay got up, and then he hit the lethal injection, clean as could be, and Briscoe took the pin, middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. Got up, and they shook hands, and the crowd went bananas. The crowd was crazy.
There was a lot of good false finishes at the end. People were buying into it. I think after Jay Briscoe had kicked out of the first lethal injection, people thought he was going to win, and then he hit that.
Briscoe hit him with a lariat, like a vicious old school Stan Hansen lariat,
yeah.
And like I thought that was going to be the finish. Like they sold me so well. I thought the title was going to change hands on a clothesline.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
so
it was really good, and Lethal ended up winning it clean. So Briscoe's first pinfall defeat in like 2.5 years or whatever it is. And,
every good streak has to come to an end.
So he won. They shook hands after the match, and then Code of Honor guy.
No, I'm a Code of Honor guy.
Just men fighting.
I said every streak has to end, and it made me think of The Undertaker and how much I dislike Brock Lesnar. But we'll get there.
Podcast for another day.
Yeah, it is. We could talk about Ryback in that one too. Just kidding. Let's get rid of that. Let's stop talking about that. No, just don't. Nobody wants to look at me. Please stay here. Nobody wants to look at me and listen to me. You tight right now? Sorry.
Can we talk about this, by the way? Can we talk about the Jay Lethal photo? Signed,
sealed, and delivered to Joe.
The new Ring of Honor World Champion.
Yeah?
Undisputed. But yeah, so he did a post-match promo.
He cut a post-match promo, which you could find.
Where can you find that? Where can you watch that if you want to see it on the internet?
If you want to see that promo, which was awesome, it's 3.5 minutes long. The crowd, he was out of character. He really put over Jay Briscoe. He put over Ring of Honor. He put over Jay Briscoe. You could find that at the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast Facebook. You can find it on our YouTube, exclusive to us. We recorded it.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a great job by you. Because you got a better phone than I do.
Want to talk about that again?
We talked about it in front of the Young Bucks last night, so...
Yeah, after we talked about your shirt.
That's true, yeah.
Joe was wearing a Mount Rushmore shirt.
That you and BK got me, so...
We did, yeah. It was a good time. I love the pay-per-view top to bottom. Great, real quick. We're running super long. 35. Nobody wants to look at me for 35 minutes.
It's a lot of us. It's a lot of us people have to do it. Yeah, I mean, listen, great show. Great show. Great show top to bottom. Totally worth going to. We knew a bunch of people that went. Everyone that we talked to enjoyed it.
Yeah, everybody we talked to had a great time.
Right,
Wrestling
Kyle,
fans
Johnny,
and Kyle, Johnny, RJ,
Yep.
Domingo. Wrestling fans or not wrestling fans, you know, or like half hardcore, like real, you know, and casual fans, and everybody enjoyed it. It was such a good show.
So awesome show. Good experience. Totally recommend it for anybody who hasn't been to our ROH show
Great.
before.
A through F, Gray.
It's an A, man. It's an A for me. I really enjoyed the experience. I
That's
had
awesome.
no complaints. I mean, the crowd was good. Like, sometimes you go... I mean, obviously, we're wrestling fans, but there's different kinds of wrestling fans. Sometimes you get into situations where people are a little unruly. We didn't experience that at all last night. Everybody was pretty tame, pretty calm. I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna grade it an F.
Is there like a punchline coming here?
No, I just
An F. It
Yeah.
failed.
It failed.
We just gushed over this thing for the last 35 minutes, and now you're going to tell people that it's an F. Tell people why you don't like the show.
Because Kyle couldn't stop Chris Sabin from burning Red Dragon match for me.
Well, I mean, personal grudges against Kyle aside.
You know what? No, the show gets an A minus. Kyle, you get an F. You get an F. F is a horseman. Just kidding. You could have F as a horseman, but you could have done a little bit more for me. I would give the show an A minus. I think it was, it was so much fun. I'm really excited tonight. They're taping three episodes of Ring of Honor TV, so we're going to see. And also, since Roderick Strong won the match, which was a number one contenders match, you're going to see Roderick Strong versus Jay Lethal at
Death Before Dishonor.
Death Before Dishonor in July.
Yeah.
July 17th. I feel like something happened that day.
The 17th or the 18th?
Could be the 18th. I don't know. Yeah. So.
You're destroying somebody that day. Is that what we're talking about?
I am. I'm gonna destroy somebody that day. So it could be a celebration. I'm gonna watch it on the 17th, and on the 18th, I'm gonna put somebody to sleep in under 30 seconds. Book that.
That leaves you plenty of time to watch the replay the next day.
Plenty of time to what? Long-term booking. Get in there. Too sweet that. We're gonna go. I want to go back to the gym because I've really got nothing else. And
I'm gonna lay here like a lazy sack of crap.
You don't have to. When your mom's like that, you don't have to go to the gym. We will update tonight after, or maybe tomorrow, whatever. Maybe we could do it from on the train. People really enjoy that.
We do it on the hour and a half train.
On the hour and a half train ride, yeah. Till next time, all night long wrestling podcast. Enforcer, Stallion. Maybe I should rename the beard.
You gonna change?
I what?
Changing your gimmick? Is that what you're doing? Or are you gonna have like 16 nicknames like Triple H?
I could just be average Mike Malkasian. Or below average Mike Malkasian. There we go. Bam. Below average Mike Malkasian. I booked it. Till next time.
Gimmick is